call him Jolly Joe. They ho, 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 everywhere he goes. Even you.
From the Days Inn, it's the Jolly Joe Timmer testimonial on RCN4. I'm Professor Alterbrain, and here with me is Jolly Joe Timmer, who we're roasting here. Jimmy Sturr actually has set up the whole thing, and here's Jolly Joe.
Paul, thank you. I hope they're not roasting me. You never know what's going to happen, but I am thrilled. I am so astounded by the turnout. The hall is really full, and they're still coming in. Jimmy Sturr, of course, is the guy that instigated this, and so many other wonderful people have climbed aboard and are just participating. Just great.
Good, good. Okay, we're expecting a good night of polka here, and we're just waiting to see what happens here on RCN4. We'll be
Pokey here?
Pokey is here somewhere. He may make an appearance later on. I don't know. Not even the professor knows that. But we'll be right back after this.
I say we're live from the Days Inn in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Everybody go berserk.
Welcome back to RCN4's coverage of the Jolly Joe testimonial. Here is the Jimmy Sturr Band.
No! It's got to be a lot better than that. All we heard were women. Nah, it was good. Not too loud, Jim. Mine. Hanky? Good to see you, Hank. How much? Tell me when. Here we go, guys. 10 seconds. Here we go. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're live at the Days Inn Convention Center in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Here we go. welcome to a very, very special day today. We're all here to honor and tribute one of the finest men the polka field has ever seen, Mr. Joe Timmer. With us today, we're going to have a great time. For those at home, we hope that you'll enjoy it equally as much. Here's a song that we just got finished recording on a new album. Johnny Carr sings it. It's called Kołam Miasta Polka. 1, 2.
Koło miasta, koło Lwowa, koło miasta, koło Lwowa, zajaśniała gwiazda nowa, zajaśniała gwiazda nowa, zajaśniała i zabysła, zajaśniała i zabysła. Tam kabarę parysiska, tam kabarę parysiska. Hej! Śliska i całuje, śliska i całuje. I księżyc obiecuje, i księżyc obiecuje. Czarne oczka, co płaczecie, czarne oczka, co płaczecie. Wy mojemi jedziecie, wy mojemi siedzicie. Hej! Miasta koło Lwowa, koło miasta koło Lwowa, zajaśniała czarne oczy, zajaśniała gwiazdę wysła, zajaśniała się zabysła, zajaśniała się zabysła. Tam kabarę parysiska, tam kabarę parysiska.
Johnny Carr sings a song that's coming out on our new album. Hey, there's a whole bunch of wonderful people that are here from up in the coal region of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. We want to welcome Joe Blaze and Dolly and that whole crew. Hope you'll have a good, pleasant afternoon. Here's a song that we hope you'll enjoy. We want to feature an oberek from our new album. Here's a song that's called The Dancing Girl Oberek. Goes like this. band. That one called the Dancing Girl Obetic. We want to slow it down just a little bit with a medley of Polish waltzes, if we may, on this great afternoon. And there's, for those people watching us, there's so many great polka band leaders and musicians with us today. We'll be getting to introducing just about all of them throughout this wonderful Sunday afternoon. We're here in tribute. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, if you will, once again, for Jolly Joe Timmer. There's that medley of waltzes we hope you'll enjoy. One of these might be one of your favorites. Goes like this. Favorites. Whole bunch of medley of Polish waltzes. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, we got some wonderful people here from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. 2 people. That's all we have. There's a whole bunch of people from Allentown, along with Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, Pennsylvania, up in the coal region, up around the area of Coaldale, Pennsylvania. We want to welcome all of you. And, of course, a lot of nice people here that came all the way from New Jersey to be with us. We thank you for that. Here's a song that you might have heard once in a while. We did it on national television not so long ago. Features Frank Guzevich, our fiddle player, and a song called Thibodeau and his Cajun Polka Band. 1, 2, 1.
Thibodeau and his Cajun band, they moved away from the bayou land. move away down around San Antonio. Wait for the folks, some Cajun song. He plays soft and low, fast and slow, sometimes a little bit loud. From Louisiana to the Rio Grande, it's Thibodeau and his Cajun band. Girls and their pretty little clothes stand all around on a little go. See Thibodeau and his Cajun band play the pretty music from the big bandstand. They play soft and low, fast and slow, sometimes a little bit loud. From Louisiana to the Rio Grande, it's Thibodeau and his Cajun band. Mr. Keith Slattery. Well, Thibodeau, he play everything. Play polka music, it's a Texas swing. You see the girls going round the floor. See them jumping, hollering there for more. They play soft and low, fast and slow, sometimes a little bit loud. From Louisiana to the Rio Grande, it's Thibodeau and his Cajun band. You're down around San Antonio, have a good time, gonna have a lot of fun. See Thibodeau and his Cajun band play the pretty music from the big bandstand. They play soft and low, fast and slow, sometimes a little bit loud. From Louisiana to the Rio Grande, it's Thibodeau and his Cajun band. From Louisiana to the Rio Grande, it's Thibodeau and his Cajun band.
Thank you. Here's a song that we want to play. Great instrumental. You know, many people in this area were great Frank Wojnarowski fans, and we're thrilled to have with us and honored to have Frank Wojnarowski's accordion player who did so many of the arrangements, wrote so many songs. In fact, recorded this originally with Frank Wojnarowski. His name is Pete Carnish. Pete, it's so great to be here. We thank you so much. Here's a song, happened to be Frank's theme song. It was called The Dream Polka. Frank Ponorowski's great theme song. Isn't that a beautiful song called The Dream Polka? Hey, we want to slow it down a little bit, if we may, on this wonderful afternoon. Here's a song that we'd like to invite everybody to do a little dancing, even the people that are here from around the Crest Boulevard right here in Allentown, from the all those wonderful people that are with Neil Rothrock and that crew. Here's a song that features Kenny Harbis, a song that's called Stardust. Gentlemen, Kenny Harper's arrangement of the song called Stardust. Hey, we just got finished. We mentioned before doing a new album. It'll be out in June with Willie Nelson and also Brenda Lee singing some polka music. From that album, we did one little different thing we hope you'll enjoy. We're calling it a special added bonus track. Dennis Koyman's rendition of a song called Sing, Sing, Sing. know, that brings back some great memories. Who recorded that? Who recorded that originally? What was the name of the band? Benny Goodman. But who wrote that song? Think about the man that wrote it. He was married to Keely Smith. What was his name? What is it? You better hurry. This is for $500 and somebody's ahead of you. You lost. He just said it just before you did. Of course, the answer is Louis Prima. He wrote that song. And we mentioned before about a wonderful friend of ours, Pete Carnish, who was originally with the Frank Wojnarowski Orchestra. Last year, we did an album, one of our favorites. Of course, we like all the polka bands. But one of our favorites happened to be, of course, Frank Wojnarowski, Gene Wisniewski, Ray Henry, Al Soika, the Twins, and Walt Solik, and so many more of those wonderful orchestras. One of the songs that we recorded last year, we felt was one of Frank Wojnarowski's greatest recordings, and we invited his original female singer to sing on the album with us. She did. She's here today, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Karras, Miss Arlene Crescent, and a tune called The Old Susanna, Polka. 1, 2.
Susanna, oh Susanna, jakaś ty jest piękna dama. Dziś się pocałuje, gorseca przytula. O Susanna, piękna dama. O Susanna, jakaś ty jest piękna dama. Dziś się pocałuje, gorseca przytula. O Susanna, piękna dama. Przy kościele ona stoi jak aniołek. Jodem jod pod rękę, taka pieluszynka i na spance pogawękę. Raz w niedzielę przy kościele ona stoi jak aniołek. Jodem jod pod rękę, taka pieluszynka i na spance pogawękę. Susanna, jakaś ty jest piękna dama. Dziś mnie pocałuje, gorseca przytula. O Susanna, piękna dama. O Susanna, jakaś ty jest piękna dama. Dziś mnie pocałuje, gorseca przytula. O Susanna, piękna dama.
Miss Arlene Crescent, Johnny Karras, and a beautiful song. Well, the old Susanna. Arlene will be back a little bit later on. Isn't that wonderful? Thank you so much. Johnny Karras sings a song that we hope you'll enjoy. It comes from our latest recording called Touched by a Polka. Here's a song that's called A Little Girl of Mine.
Did you not hear me whisper while you were fast asleep? Ask the Lord Lord to watch you, in his care to keep. I ask the angels guarding, keep you safe and fine, 'cause I love you, dearly love you, little girl of mine. Now I have watched you grow from a little baby girl to the sweet young lady, the sweetest in the world. I cannot help but wonder what your world holds in store, 'cause I love you, dearly love you, no one could love you more. As the years go by and my dark hair turns to gray, I grow more aware of your beauty by the day. As I recall these memories, fill my heart and soul. I thank God for this gift I'm getting to know. The angel sent from heaven with eyes blue as the sky, 'cause I love you, dearly love you, little girl of mine. As the years go by and my dark hair turns to gray, I grow more aware of your beauty by the day. As I recall these memories, fill my heart and soul. I thank God for this gift I'm getting to know. The angel sent from heaven with eyes blue as the sky, 'cause I love you, dearly love you, little girl of mine. Yes, I love you, dearly love you, little girl of.
Isn't that a pretty song? Johnny Karras sings it from our album. The song is called A Little Girl of Mine, Mr. Johnny Karras. Good one. Hey, we got some people we want to introduce to you that's with us today, ladies and gentlemen, from the Polka family. From the Polka family, Mr. Hank Guzevich. Come on up here, pal. Come on up, Hank. And also, one of my all-time favorites when Hank and I were both young. Hank and I remember, originally the Frank Guzevich Orchestra had a great band and played all over the Northeast. And about, I'm going to say 15 years ago, Frank had some problems with his health, and this next guy, his clarinet player, took over. And you know that band today is Gene Medleys and the G-Men Orchestra. Please welcome Gene. Come on up here, pal. Hey, this is something, isn't it, today?
It's fantastic. Congratulations to our good buddy, Mr. Jolly Joe Timmer.
Doesn't get any jollier than him, does it?
You're right.
Where'd you play last night?
At the Bayway Polish Home in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Where are you going next?
Next weekend, we'll be out at the Misani Casino in Kishana.
You couldn't remember where you were?
No, I couldn't remember.
It's tough. I have those problems. But anyway, Hank, good to see you. Gene, how are you? Ladies and gentlemen, the leader of Jimmy Sturr and the G-Men Orchestra. That's a coincidence. You're the leader, and the name of the band is Jimmy Sturr, and so is your name. Yeah, there's a connection. Good to see you, pal.
Likewise.
Gene comes from a little town called Scotch Plains, New Jersey, and he's played, you know, I remember many, many years ago, you played in this area with Frankie Gutowski's orchestra. Do you remember where?
Not
It was a park.
Dorney Park.
Dorney Park. At that time, Hank, I was 3.5 years old, about the same age, not a little bit older than your son.
He was never 3.5.
But anyway, good to see you guys. And can it get any better than today, who we're honoring? It really is.
He's done so much for the business. He's done so much for the business.
You got to come back a little bit later on. Ladies and gentlemen, Gene Medalski, Hank Guzevich from the Polka family. How many people fiddled around yesterday? Nobody here fiddled around? Well, we're going to fiddle today. Here's Frank Guzevich. It's a song we recorded called the Fiddlemania. Polka. 1, 2. not so long ago with Willie Nelson. Won a Grammy for it. In fact, if you happen to see us last Friday night on QVC, the shopping network, there's one of the songs we performed. Hope you'll enjoy it. Everybody will do a little dance, and especially for those that don't really understand Polish, a little bit of an Americanized polka. Willie sang with the Jimmy Sturr Band. It's called the Tavern in the Town Polka. 1, 2.
sits him down, and drinks his wine with laughter free, and never ever thinks of me. Very well, purposely do not let the body breathe. Remember that the best of friends must part, must part. Adieu, kind friends, adieu. I can no longer stay with you. I'll hang my heart on a weeping willow tree, and may the world go well with thee. A tavern in the town, and there my true love sits him down, and drinks his wine with laughter free, and never ever thinks of me. Fairly well, promise leave you that I'll let the body breathe. Remember that the best of friends must part, must part. What do kind friends that do? I can no longer stay with you. I'll hang my heart on a weeping willow tree, and may the world go well with thee.
Willie Nelson sang with our band. We want to change the tempo just a little bit, if we may, on this wonderful afternoon in honor of such a great man. We want to feature Mr. Eric Parks, if we may. Here's Eric. His rendition of a song that's called Amazing Grace. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Parks. Eric Parks. Parks. Isn't that wonderful? My God. Hey, we got another man that's here with us today, and we want to talk to him especially today. Originally from the Philadelphia Eagles, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Chuck Bednarik. Come on up here, sir. Good to see you. How are you?
Jimmy, thank you.
Now we have to ask you, are the Eagles going to win today?
Yeah, today they will.
What do you think today? Giants?
That's
enough. I can tell you're going for Baltimore.
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, no reason.
What reason?
I think they're a hell of a defensive club, and when the Giants played their last game, Collins threw 4 bombs, long ones. That's not going to happen today. So I think it's going to be a little different.
Now, I'm not trying to tell you different, but I feel, and it's my microphone, I feel the Giants are going to win today. $1.
No, there's about 500.
$500? Gee, I left my wallet home. But anyway, good to see you. But you really think Baltimore's going to win?
Yeah, I think so. That's my gut feeling. No
you
question.
know why I think the Giants are going to win?
Why?
Because they're going to score more points.
Oh, you're funny.
I'm only kidding. But I hope, listen, we got to bet. You go for Baltimore, I'll go for the Giants, and I hope from the bottom of my heart you're wrong.
Hey, you guys are a hell of a band. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chuck Bednarik, the last man to play both ways, offense and defense. Philadelphia Eagles, you tough little devil, you. Good to see you, Chuck. We'll see you a little bit later on. Hey, we got time for about one more song. We want to do a little Latin song. Actually, this is the very first time that we've ever done this. So, guys, you got to get your music out. This is a song, I think it's called San Remo. I think it is. Anyway, it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. San Remo. Hey, we're going to take a few minutes out. For those at home, you can go have yourself a little soda. We'll be back in just a short period.
Hello, it's Pokey, and we'll be right back with the Jolly Joe Timber testimonial right after this.
Ho, 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 they call him Jolly Joe. They ho, 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 everywhere he goes.
a song that we're getting ready to record called the Streamline Polka. And we want to talk to a wonderful friend of ours who's with us today from WEEU Radio in Reading, Pennsylvania. Also for many years had an absolute wonderful band. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Kaz Wolkowitz. Come on up, Kaz. I want to talk to you a little bit about I want to talk to you actually about whether you think the Giants are going to win or the Eagles are going to win. Are they playing the Eagles today in the Super Bowl? No. What's the other team that's playing? Chuck Bednarik has me so mixed up, I just don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, from Reading, Pennsylvania, WEEU, Kaz Wolkowitz. Kaz, good to see you, pal. I'm so happy you're here. Good to see you.
Nice seeing you, Jimmy. Nice seeing you, everybody here from everywhere.
Hey, those polkas, are they still getting big? They're already big in Reading, aren't they?
Yes, they are. As long as I'm around, they're going to be big.
You know, you have a German band, right? Or you did? And well, you still play once in a while.
Limited.
Little Bavarian style music, yeah.
Yes.
What time are you on during the week, your show?
I'm on a Sunday from 10 to 12, and I do have an Alpine show, which is plays polka. Once in a while, play Jimmy Sturr's band.
I heard that.
Yes.
Yeah, just because of that.
Yeah, just keep sending those checks over, you know.
Well, speaking of the checks, I think that I had heard that people that listen to your show, you give away $1,000 every show?
Almost.
Almost 1,000.
Almost every show. Almost every show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kaz Wolkowitz. Doesn't get any better. Kaz, good seeing you, pal. We'll see you a little bit later on. Don't go away. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that are home, we've got so many wonderful people that we're going to be talking with a little bit later on. Of course, our wonderful man that we're paying tribute today, Jolly Joe Timmer. He'll be here in a little while. But here's a song we want to invite everybody to dance if you'd like to. A song that we want to send out to people that came from New Jersey. There's a whole bunch from like Bayonne, Jersey City, and that whole Jersey area. Johnny Carr sings it from one of our recordings. Here's a song called Don't Cry Daddy Polka. 1, 2.
Tatusiu, smutna to na twa, bo twoja córeczka się zostawiła. Nie jadę do końca mojego, tylko sobie już znalazłam chłopca swojego. Nie jadę do końca mojego, tylko sobie już znalazłam chłopca swojego. Nie płacz, tatusiu, nie. Ja powrócę na zawsze do ciebie. Nie płacz, tatusiu, nie. Ja powrócę na zawsze do ciebie. Hej! Tatusiu, biada, że się nie będę koło ciebie się całe życie. Tak jak mama chciała, będę nią słuchała, bo ja ciebie, drogi ojcze, będę kochała. Tak jak mama chciała, będę nią słuchała, bo ja ciebie, drogi ojcze, będę kochała. Nie płacz, tatusiu, nie. Ja powrócę na zawsze do ciebie. Nie płacz, tatusiu, nie. Ja powrócę na zawsze do ciebie. Hey!
song that's called Don't Cry Daddy. We got to tell you, we're going to be back in the area on Sunday, March 18th. We're all going to the Lakeside Ballroom up in Barnesville, Pennsylvania. They're going to have, because it's St. Patrick's weekend, an Irish Polka Fest. Is that exciting? An Irish Polka Fest. Is that exciting? Sunday, March 18th. And listen, they promised, they told me they'll let anybody in, even if you're not Irish. So it'll be the Jimmy Sturr Band and the Irish Lads. So, and they play a lot of Irish polkas. You'll absolutely love those. So that'll be on Sunday, March 18th, the Lakeside Ballroom in Barnesville, Pennsylvania. Join us. We're going to have a good time. We've got an obedic that we'd like to play. This is a song that we recorded a while ago. That's the song that's called The Silver Dollar Obedic. And you're going to love this. That's one thing that Jolly Joe doesn't have that many. Silver dollars. Of course, he has a lot of those old singles in his wallet. In fact, he just showed me one that he said he's had in there since 1952. The same dollar. Here's a song called The Silver Dollar Obedic. 1, 2, 3. Song is called The Silver Dollar Obedic. We recorded that on one of our recordings. And here's a song that came on an album called Polka Palooza. It features, once again, if you will, a round of applause for Miss Arlene Kresan, originally with the great Frank Wojnarowski Orchestra. Johnny Karas, Arlene, sing this beautiful song. And we want to send it out to everybody. There's a bunch of people here from upstate New York, and we want to thank them for coming around the Binghamton area and from that whole southern tier area of New York. We hope you enjoy this one. Here's a song called The Lover's Waltz.
dzisiaj pozostałem sam. Nie mam nic, jestem sam i muszę żyć. Nie mam nic, jestem sam i muszę żyć. Ciebie poznałem i pokochałem i Tobie tylko serce dam, bo dzisiaj pozostałem sam. Jestem sam i muszę żyć. Nie mam nic. Jestem sam i muszę żyć.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arlene Chrisan, Johnny Karras. What a beautiful song. Called The Lover's Waltz. Isn't she wonderful? She'll be back a little bit later on. And whatever you do, if you're at home, don't go away, because just a few more minutes, we're going to be introducing so many of the wonderful celebrities that are with us today. So whatever you do, don't go away. In the meantime, we want to feature our accordion player on a song that we recorded on an album. His name is Al Pietkowski. He wants to be Irish. No, he doesn't. He wants to be Polish. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Al in a tune called Miles of Smiles Polka. 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Al Piatkowski. Is he dynamite? Now, you should be here. All you people watching us at home, you should be here. And I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better than today. The next time, you better be here. In the meantime, we got time for one more song before we have we want to introduce so many of the wonderful celebrities that are with us today, all honoring Jolly Joe Timmer. It's a very special day here in the Lehigh Valley. Here's the song just before we introduce everybody. That's a song that's called The Celebration. Polka, 1, 2. Polka. Is everybody having a good time? Ladies and gentlemen, if everybody will take their seats for just a minute, we have a very, very special program. We promise it'll be short, but we have so many wonderful people that are here to pay tribute to the great Joe Timmer. Mr. Paul, we want to welcome you in just a minute, but we want to just thank just everybody, no matter where you came from. We want to thank you so much for coming out on this wonderful Sunday afternoon to pay tribute to probably the man that has done more for polka music than anybody in the country. And it shows here today because there are so many of you that are here to pay tribute to the great Joe Timmer. If you want to give him a standing ovation, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man that we're honoring today, Mr. Jolly Joe Timmer. And he even dressed up for us. Now you stand right back here. Watch your step. I know it's a deep step, but anyway, Joe, I want to tell you, it just shows all of these people that came out today, how everybody respects you, what they think of you, all except maybe one person, a band leader, standing next to you. No, I love you. But anyway, Joe, there's so many people here. We want to introduce some of them if we may. First of all, the man that's the sheriff here in the Allentown area, we want to introduce Sheriff Ron Rossai. Where's Ron? Come up, Sheriff Rossai. Good to see you, pal. Did you come to see Joe?
Yes, I did. I like to say that I've known Joe for 40 years, and as I said to him before, this man here, it's an inspiration of what you can accomplish if you have put a lot of hard work in dedication to anything, and I think he's an inspiration to all our young people coming up. Thank you, Joe, and congratulations.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you very much.
Sheriff, thank you so much. You know, there's a whole bunch of wonderful musicians and band leaders that are with us today. We'd like to introduce and bring them up front. So for those people that have followed their music throughout the many years, if you've never seen them in person, today's the opportunity. First of all, one of our all-time great accordion players. He originally came from the Frank Wojnarowski Orchestra. Please welcome Mr. Pete Carnish. Peter, come on up here, pal. Way in the back. Peter Carnish from the great Frank Wojnarowski Orchestra. From the GB's Orchestra, two brothers are with us today. Rick and Gene, the Barkowitz brothers, from the GB's Orchestra. Come on up. Come on up here. Bring your brother Rick. Those cameras, I want you to look at both of those Barkowitz. And now you people at home and you people here, I'm going to have them raise their hands because this is the question. Which one looks older? Number one or number two? Number one. Number two. Rick looks older. Good to see you guys. One of the all-time great band leaders that lives right up the road in the area of Nanticoke, Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled that he was here today. If you will, the leader of the Coal Miners. Please welcome John Stanky. Stanky and the Coal Miners Orchestra. I need a pair of glasses. Where's John? Come on up here, pal. Ladies and gentlemen, John Stanky. And while we're at it, his next door neighbor, who lives right next door to him, has a wonderful band from up in that area called Joe Stanky and the Cadets. John, good to see you, pal. You come on up here. We'd like you to say a word or two, no more than 2 words, about Jolly Joe.
Thank you. Let's have a nice big hand for my wonderful friend who I know about 40 years, the fabulous Jolly Joe Timmer. Thank you. And a few people out there asked us where we are going to be and where we are performing. We play all the Valley Nurse Home Centers and the nursing homes. So if you want to give us a call, if you end up in a nursing home, call Stanky and the Coal Miners. Thank you.
I just want to mention, ladies and gentlemen, you know, our radio station, WGPA, Mr. Paul is here, and he's handling all the chores. We got Jared Brown, we got Polka Paula, we got Sunny Days, we got all the personalities. Carl Baker is here from WGPA, and we serve the entire world, not only the Lehigh Valley anymore, because we stream our signal all over the world. And do you know I got an email from John Stanky in Seoul, Korea? Do you know that? Hey, he was over in Seoul, Korea playing music, and he sent me an email. Thank you.
I want to apologize. I told you he wouldn't talk too much. He grabbed the microphone. Another wonderful friend of ours. One of the all-time bands that came originally from California and made such a big hit on the numerous times they came from California that they moved here to the East Coast, right here in the great state of Pennsylvania. Please welcome Gus and Nellie and Hank Guzevich and Jody Guzevich from the Polka Family Band.
Let's have a hand for our great buddy, Mr. Jolly Joe Timmer. 50 years on TV, on the radio. He's an inspiration, as the sheriff said to all of us. He's a happy guy. He loves polka music, and it's in his soul and it's in his heart. So let's give him a nice round of applause.
I remember one year our bus broke down. That was not a bunch of years. One year our bus broke down at Timmer's Grove, and Jolly Joe fed us wholesale. No, it took us 2 or 3 days to get out of there, but Jolly Joe really was a very kind person and always been good to our family. So, Joe, it's a pleasure to be here and honor you today.
Gus Nelly and Hank from the Polka family. Where'd Joe Stanky go? I didn't see him come up. Joe, come on. Oh, here he is. Joe, say 2 words.
2 words.
Thank you. No, I'm only kidding. Here, say what you need.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can't stay too long because I'm playing at Timmer's Grove today, but we're starting at 5 o'clock instead of 4. And I'd like to thank Joe for he's been a nice guy. I know him a long time. And I also like to thank Dottie for making the nice clam chowder every time we play at Timmer's Grove. Thank you very much.
You know, Joe, of course, we all know he's had a radio show for many years, but also, of course, he started and brought up Rave Records, and there were some great bands that recorded for the Rave Record Company. Guys up in Connecticut that probably you've never heard of. Guys like Tony Pushkars, Larry Chesky did some recordings with Rave Records. But there's one of the early bands that had a bunch of hits called Out Behind the Barn, Enjoy Yourself, and he recorded on Rave Records, and he's with us today, and I'm sure you'll remember this name. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Max Malevich. Max must be out behind the barn. Max, come on up here, pal. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Malevich. Try to hurry, Max. You're on, do you realize you're on national television and you're making these, what would Regis say?
You're a millionaire.
So you want to be. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Malevich. Max, I want you to tell the people what it was really like recording on Rave Records up over the record store where you had to stop when the car horns beeped and where Joe's wife was downstairs hollering up, Joe, there's a customer.
Yeah, and the train was going through, yeah. You know, there were many funny and interesting stories, Jim, now that you mentioned that, and I'd like to relate one of them. And you never heard this one, and I'll mention it right now. When we did our first album, which was Out Behind the Barn, on Rave label, of course, Jolly Joe Timmer says, how about the name Mighty Max? There was Happy Louie, there was Little Wally, and he wanted to name me Mighty Max. I said, nah, Joe, I don't care for that name, so we got stuck with Max Malevich. Anyway, Jim, thanks you. Joe Timmer, congratulations.
Max Malevich. You know that Max recorded a whole bunch of years ago, and after he decided to buy a restaurant up in northern New Jersey, he decided to give his band over to his clarinet and sax player, who's with us today. And we'd like to welcome, if we may, Mr. Ray Barno. Where's Ray? Come on up, pal. Ray, you'll notice Ray's in our orchestra today. He's the only one that has a red bow tie on. Good to see you. And one of my all-time favorite bands happened to come from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And there were a lot of great bands out around the Midwest. Ray Bajulik was from Cleveland, Ohio, and they had a band called Bob Gazda. But this happened to be my favorite, and I'm sure many people enjoyed him equally as much. And he's with us today. He came all the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Please welcome Mr. Bud Hudinsky. You know, Joe, I'm getting the feeling. No, here we are. I'm getting the feeling we should have introduced all these people back by the bar. It'd been a lot quicker, if you will. Mr. Bud Hudinsky. Bud, good to see you.
Hey, thanks, Jim. You know, it's always great to come back out east for 2 reasons. In my case, for 2 selfish reasons. Number one, to hear a band as professionally as Jimmy's band. Even though he doesn't buy at the bar, it's still good to hear him. Number two, you know, a guy who's, you know, a band leader like myself and a musician, we have to admire somebody like Joe, who's dedicated his life to the promotion of polka music. And when I say that, folks, I mean in every facet of the promotion of the music. Number one, Joe is a musician, as a band leader, as an owner of a record company, and also as a promoter and a ballroom operator, okay? He gave humble band leaders like ourselves a place to play. So for that, we'll always be grateful, Joe, okay? And for that reason, we want to say, Joe, dziękuję, na zdrowie, 100 lat.
Thanks, bud. Bud, you must be different than me.
They call him Jolly Joe. They